Hi everyone, Marianne Cowan here from Pinery Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Ottawa, Canada, and I usually come live Fridays, but today is Sunday and I'm in my craft room playing with some new products, so I thought I would jump on and just show you what I'm up to. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm in the right spot. So what I was playing with, well, before I go on further, just a reminder that Spring Stamp Camp is April 12th. It is in person or to go, and this class includes 14 cards. Everything is prepped, ready for you to stamp your own sentiments. I can't do any stamping. And you'll get $35 worth of product, including storybook moments. I always do a PDF tutorial as well as a video. And it's Spring Stamp Camp, so there'll always be fun things involved as well. So if you register before March 22nd, it's $75. That's early bird pricing. And then after March 22nd, it's $85. And there's a couple of add-ons if you are interested. And there will be another little video with a few sneak peeks of the cards that we will be making. But for today's project, I was playing with the amazing Thankful Garden dies, stamp, and masks. And I haven't done a lot of work with masks, so I was curious to just play around and see what they were like. I had seen a card by Kim McGillis, who's an Artisan Design Team member, fellow Canadian, and she had done a card, and it was really pretty. It was similar to this one, so I thought I would pull out this product and play around with it. So I'm going to show you a few little things that I've discovered as I've played. So this is my first time playing with these products, so I'm sure you might have some other tips or tricks. Hi Connie. You might have some other tips or tricks that you could add into the comments if you've used any of these products. So I did this one in Highland Heather with Gorgeous Grape. I also have used the Textured Notes dies. These are amazing. I've used them quite a lot. I just got them in, but they're amazing. And I've used them on these cards. I've also used the Distressed Tiled 3D embossing folder. Actually, that is on the one we're doing today, or right now. These are the three I've just already done. And then this is what the stamp set and dies look like. So there is the hydrangea, which I have a lot in my garden. And then this one, and if you know what that is, looks like it could be a poppy, maybe an anemone. I'm not really sure. It's a pretty flower though. So I haven't played with this one, I've only played with the hydrangea. Okay, so I'll just put this over here. So I did Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape. But this ink is all Highland Heather. But by layering up all the different layers, you get all those different colors because you're doing color on color. This one is Boho Blue, which is a retiring color. But I did start the very base with Pool Party because I wanted something really light. And I did make these backgrounds as well, which I'm going to show you. And those are different products, but I'll show those as well. And this one is Bubble Bath. And there is a set of note cards available in the catalog that come in Bubble Bath and Boho Blue. So I could have done this one using those note cards, but I was playing around with the masks, so I didn't. But for this one, I did. And this is vellum. I know we don't carry it anymore, but if you follow me, you know I love vellum. So I do have some in my stash. And this is a new ribbon called Faux Velvet Ribbon, and although this is fresh freesia, I felt that it matched pretty good with the Bubble Bath. The Bubble Bath kind of changed colors a little bit as I layered it up, so just something to note. Okay, so those are the three I've already made, and now we're going to make one together so I can show you exactly what I did. So I started out with the base. Yeah, I'll show you that in a second. So I do have this Scotch low tack artist tape that I've been using. You can use a post-it note as well. I just like the tape. Handy and convenient. So what I did is I just got a half piece of plain white cardstock. Now the trick with the masks is the little notch and the numbering. So these ones are the linked together decorative masks, another great product that I've been using a lot. So in this particular one, it does have 5 different layers that you could use. Like you do this one first, then you do this one, just get a little more detail, and then this one to get a little more detail. But I didn't want that much detail. I wanted a really subtle background. So I haven't used any of these ones, but I will show you the ones that I have used. So that's the linked together decorative masks. I'll do a blog post and link all these products. And then the Thankful Garden decorative masks are the ones I used for the florals. I'm thinking of doing a class with this, but it would have to be a class where you'd have to purchase this because I can't do the stamping for you, and it's really fun to do it yourself. So what I've done, a little notch, and then I lined it up on my grid paper. This is what I like to use to do most of my stamping. Just a pile of old used paper, and it gives a nice weight to it. So I did look up what color hydrangeas come in, and it's mostly blues, purples, and pinks. And then classic white if you have Annabelle hydrangeas, but that would be a little hard to do. So for this one, I'm using Petunia Pop. So for the background, I will say go light, light, light. So what I do, just put a little bit, and then I'm going to just do it under here. Get it started. See how it made a blob? You don't want that on your mask. Whoopsie, I just moved my mask. I think I'm going to get a new piece. This one I've been using all afternoon. So I'm just making sure it's lined up. And I do have one on the bottom as well. So just inking off and going really light for your background. I'm talking hardly any pressure. Oh geez. First, slide your paper in. Hello. Let's try that again. That's kind of funny. All right, so really light pressure, and you can start off of the mask and then you can see how there was a little bit of a blob there. You just don't want it to move while you're doing this. You can do darker in certain areas if you want. I'm not going to. So there's that one, and I want to show you the other one that I used on the other cards. So I'm just going to take this one off, wash it. You just run it under water. I haven't washed them all day, so I've been using them all different colors. So let's line this one up. And so this is the actual 5th one if you're going to include all of them as they suggest, but that's way too much for me. So I'm going to just flip it in the other way and go in with a little more color. Again, starting, see how dark that is? So starting off, because I want it really subtle. Hardly any pressure. If you don't have blending brushes, you need to have some. They're so fun to use. You can decide if you want more on the edges, or I think that's good. So you can see how that, I could have gone darker some spots, but I will tell you when I first started doing it with the boho blue, that was my first one, it was way too dark. So then I flipped it over and just did a lighter version. And this is the Highland Heather, I do believe. Let's get that out of the way because we're going to be using that. Okay, so that's how you do your background. Now I have gone ahead and done my background that I'm going to use and die cut it. So we're going to use Petunia Pop. And then for my base, I picked Fresh Freesia. This is a really bright card. I don't usually do them this bright, but I am today. And then we have our Petunia Pop. And I used the embossing folder I showed you before. And then I did it and die cut it using those dies, but I thought it was too much. So I nixed that, and I'm going to use that and then a piece of vellum. So that's going to be the base of my card. So I chose this one for the bottom. You could not use the vellum piece if you want. I was just, I don't know, playing around. Okay. So now for the floral part. So there are 3 dies for the floral part, and then 2 dies for the leaves. So let me show you. And I went ahead and did the leaves, so because once I show you how to do one part of it, you don't really need to know to watch me do the leaves. So for the leaves, for this one I use Granny Apple Green, and for this I used, well, I'm going to use Petunia Pop. So this is what you need to have ready. So for the leaves, you would line it up just like I did. This is 4, so it goes there. I slid it in, used Granny Apple Green, did the whole thing, then took it out, and then used the next one, and that gives you the definition. Kind of like when you're using your blends and you go back over the lines and darken it. So that was the leaves, and now I'll show you how I'm going to do the floral. So I'm going to put number 1 on, and let's see what happened to all my tape. You can see I have tape everywhere because I've been playing all afternoon. It's rainy here today, which makes me happy because the snow is melting. Okay, so let's put that one there, and this one down here. And I thought it would be really tricky to line these up, but it's actually not. I'm going to turn it this way though, it makes it easier. Just slide it under and then pop it in place. You can see this one big flower here is kind of your guiding one. And when I did the first few, I didn't add any more tape. But then as I went on, they were slipping a little bit. So I did add a little piece of tape on the bottom here. And I taped it across the mask and the cardstock. I'm going to get a new one for that. All right, so we're good to go. You can see how I've lined it up. I did use gray granite for the ink. I didn't want to use black, it's too dark. So I used gray granite. Okay, so let's bring in our Petunia Pop. So the first layer is very, very light. So I'm going to go off because you can see how dark that started out. And just hardly any pressure. Because this is a very deep color, so I don't want to go crazy on layer 1. That's it. Layer 1 is done. This is so much faster than I thought it was going to be honest. So now I take the mask and I add number 2. So I go back up here where the notch is, line up the notch, line it up along the line, and then put my tape again. I did for the last one do both of the set of leaves, like I just left it in and did a couple, that makes it faster. The other leaves though were Old Olive, but these are bright colors, so I've decided to go with Granny Apple Green. So you just have to, once you move one thing, the other one moves, and so just a little bit of playing around. Okay, that looks good. Put this on the corner. So I'm not even going to add any more ink because I'm going to see how dark it is just by going in now with a little more pressure. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. So I didn't add any more ink, I just added more pressure. Let's take that off. Get rid of these. So now we're on to number 3. Yeah, I like that. I will say when I did this one, my first layer was too light, and I did go back and just use the brush over the top of the whole thing. Okay, so now number 3, you can see the number there, 3. This is not something you do quick and fast, but it's fun. This one's a little trickier, and I can't even tell you how you figure it out. I just... you just seem to find a couple that line up, like right here. If you find that one and get it lined up. And every so often you can see lines that make you think it's the right spot. And if it's not, it's really not going to matter. Did move a little bit. There we go. This one's the trickiest. I won't lie. So you can see I have a line here and a couple of lines there that are mostly where they're supposed to be. I'm going to add a little more ink because I want this one to be the darkest, but not crazy dark. All right, here we go. Okay, so now we're done all our masking, so I'm going to close this up. Get rid of our mask, and there we have our beautiful hydrangea. So you can see here it is a little bit white, and I am, without adding any more ink, I am just gonna lightly go back. It's easier to go back than to have too much. I don't want it white. Okay, that's better. I like that better. Okay, we'll get rid of all these. Like I said, you just run them under the water. I haven't cleaned them all afternoon, so... Now there's a nice big die that fits over here. Very easy to figure out where it goes. I'm saying as I'm messing around. All right. Grab a piece of tape. And I'm going to tape it so that it kind of hits a couple of spots. I'm going to bring in my mini embossing. I notice there's a little crack here. Doesn't seem to affect its working though. Hopefully I'm not going to jiggle everything. Put in our plates. Our floral that just fits. It's like it was designed for a mini. You have to kind of... I love this little mini. It's so handy for when I'm doing Facebook Lives instead of lugging out my big one. There we go. Almost done. These are cards you send to someone that's very special. There we go. Get rid of all this. Now we'll bring in all our base layers. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. So again, fresh freesia. Odd combination, I know. Petunia Pop using the Distressed Tile 3D embossing folder. I wasn't sure if I needed to emboss this, but I did, and I think it looks pretty. Okay, I just haven't used this glue for a while. Whoa. little blob there. Okay, that's definitely enough glue. So we'll, there we go with that one. Now we can decide what we're going to pop up. And I think I'm just going to pop up the flower. So I'm going to save this and put it on. So let's go ahead and do this one. We'll center it. Then I'm going to add this. Just thinking if I want to pop up the vellum or if I want to pop up the flower. I think I just want to pop up the flower actually. I'm not sure how much of it's fitting on. Okay, dimensional there as well. All right, and then I will add it to the vellum and then glue the vellum on. But this will allow me to put the glue where it's not going to show. So you could put it straight up. I haven't put most of mine on a bit of an angle. That's good. And now I can see where to put the glue so it's not going to show through. I think that's pretty. Now in the sample, I had seen that they had added some leaves up at the top and some down at the bottom, but I don't know. It seems like the wrong color to me. I'm going to leave those off. Now we do have Petunia Pop ribbon. It might be too much though. We have white. Let's try a white bow. This is the white diagonal trim, but you can see it's pretty skinny, but I've cut it even in half. And it will get some loose threads, but I kind of like that. It's kind of a vintagey look. We'll do a bow with each and see which we like, but I think the pink is going to just be a little too much. Okay, so that's pretty. Let's see with the Petunia Pop. And I would definitely do this one in half as well, which is going to be about down to here. So here's what I do. I just take it and I literally cut it in half. Like I said, you will get some fraying, but I don't mind that. I do think this is going to be a tad too much. And no, it's not straight, and I don't think that matters. You could also just, instead of a bow, just put some ribbon behind it. This is way more ribbon than I needed. This one almost matches too. No, it's too late. Okay, so let's do a Petunia Pop and see which one we like better. Pop it in the comments if you think the white bow or the Petunia Pop. Thank you for joining me. Let me know where you're watching from and if you're in your craft room. Okay, so there's the white bow and there's the Petunia Pop. Okay, I don't not like it as much as I thought I would. What do you think? Petunia Pop or white? While you're thinking, I am going to add Wink of Stella to my flowers. And then what's nice about this card is you could use it for literally anything. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a sentiment. I have someone whose birthday is coming up. I don't know if you can see all the glitter there. The Wink of Stella sometimes messes with the color a little bit. All right, white or Petunia? Let's go with Petunia, just because. It's a nice flat bow as well. And then we're going to add some rhinestones or pearls or... Okay, so for the sentiments, you could just make your card up until this point, and then when it's time to send it, for whatever reason you're sending it, just go to your Greetings for All Mix and Match ephemera pack. And then you can just add, my friend's birthday's coming up, so I thought a nice little birthday. I'm not crazy about the black, but it's good. Now I have these. I lost the packaging for them. I do believe they're the 2026 in color ones. So I do believe this is Petunia Pop. So what you can do is you can go and take some of these and add them to the middle of your hydrangeas, little buds. It is a lot though, so you might not want to. You could add little pearls or all right. Put this away. So there's our last card. I hope I did that straight. Yeah, I did. With our ribbon. Let's see all of them and see if you have a favorite. I don't know, they're all a little bit different. So this one is Petunia Pop. This one is Bubble Bath. This one is Boho Blue. I just realized this is crooked. And this one is Highland Heather with a splash. Sorry. Of Gorgeous Grape. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you're going to try masking because it is very fun. And quite easily you can make a beautiful set of cards. And maybe later today or probably tomorrow I will play around with the other floral to try to figure out what it is. But yeah. So let me know which one is your favorite, if you have a favorite. I think mine is this one, but I don't know. I do like the blue one as well. All right, thanks for joining me today. I do appreciate it if you like or share my video. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so that you will know when I post a new video. Thanks for joining me today and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks. Bye.